So basically what happened was they were like, oh, do you remember this whole thing that happened where Destiny tweeted that Mr. Girl had forced Lav, or no, Shaylin had forced Mr. Girl to give Lav a contract that they had to sign because Shaylin was jealous of there being some kind of like sexual thing between Mr. Girl and Lav.
What, like a relationship contract?
Yeah.
Like terms of engagement, basically.
Yeah. Destiny basically tweeted this months ago, right?
Right, okay.
And Erudite lets it slip in this conversation that information came from her through Nick. So they argue about that for ages, and Lav is insisting there's no contract, and basically Nick gets brought in to, like, you know, say, oh, what did you hear from Lav in this Ito voice call, where you got this idea of the contract from. So that's why Nick comes in. So we'll just watch when Nick joins. At this point, Lav has already been laying into Erudite so fucking hard. Like, already going off about Nick. Already saying, like, all this shit about how Erudite's dishonest. How she's uncanny valley, doesn't seem quite human. You know, or just going fucking insane at her. So we'll just...
is she wrong?
She's not. No, she's not. Fucking Lav literally, like I say, she raped Erudite. It's over. It's over for Erudite Bros.
It's not what I remember.
Hi, Nikki. We were just talking about the time that you told Kyla that I had some sort of contract.
What's up, Lavi? How you doing?
I'm doing so good. Thank you for asking.
What's up?
We were just talking. So Kyla brought up that you had told her that I had talked about in Oat some contract that Shaylin wanted me to sign with Max.
Oh, am I crashing? Hello?
No, you're good.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm playing. What's the new game with the monsters where you're like four dudes and you smash?
Sorry. I just shut the stream off. I shut the Discord stream off, not the actual stream.
Oh, okay, got it.
Misinterprets that.
Were you playing Monster Hunter?
No, not Monster Hunter. What's the something company?
Jesus Christ.
Company. So I was there when you were having that little conversation with a whole bunch of people, and you're very upset. I don't know if it's an Ode or Ito or one of the.
You remember when this was?
No.
Okay. And you remember exactly what I said?
Like the date?
Yeah.
No, I have no idea what the date was.
Okay, and you remember what I said?
Yeah,
exactly.
They later accused Lav of denying the whole story, but that's false. Shane denied the contract and Shaylin involvement. Yeah, she was like quizzing Erudite on what happened and not making firm statements about her position, but she never denied the existence of this conversation. Is this a new video from last night? This is just some of the stuff we were watching last night. I'm just going over it for people who weren't here quickly. Oats Ito is a pedophile meetup organizing server. Okay.
Wait, do you mean word for word? No.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
here's the gist.
Yeah.
There was like 8 to 10 people in the server. I could name some names if you want to. You were talking about how you were worried about Max. You were worried about talking about how you were worried about you and Max's relationship and how there was some weird stuff coming up about sexuality. And like you mentioned, a whole bunch of these things about how it's like this weird situation where it's like when a girl's kind of like coming of age and men in her family can't help but like be attracted to her and yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. And how it was creating a whole bunch of friction in your guys' relationship. And it didn't feel like you were able to just be chill the way things were because of how you feel like he's kind of a mentorial figure for you, and how you guys had to come up with some kind of like a formalization of the rules and codes of conduct so that things didn't get weird between you guys. And you were theorizing at the time, or, well, you didn't say that you were theorizing. The way you described it explicitly was that Shaylin was pushing this thing and Max didn't really want to, but like things were super weird and you didn't know what to do about it and you were super upset about it. And you were talking to a big room of people about how you were very upset over it and it was causing some problems. And then, I don't know, less than 2 months later was the point where you were transparent that your guys' relationship was basically over and you weren't really talking much.
Yeah, okay, so I got the timeline correct, at least.
We'll speed through this.
So you're saying that there was
which one gets the bit where Lav is laying into Erudite, so...
That they formalized contract.
I didn't say write up a formalized contract. I think that's like a shorthand. But there was an issue, and she wanted to
She wanted me to sign something.
I don't know if you need to sign something, but there needed to be like a formalized.
Took creative liberties then.
Well, I mean, saying when you're talking about rules and regulations about how you can act with your pseudo dad because your guys' relationship is getting sexual, like calling it a contract isn't really a stretch, right?
Is that a joke or something, Bomber? Hunter Avalon had a psycho shoot up his apartment just now. that a joke?
No, I think it is a stretch, especially when I'm because I absolutely remember talking about
Maybe it's a meme. I don't know.
But Kyla specifically said that I needed to that Shayla wanted me to sign something.
Okay, so shorthand contract, yeah.
It's real.
Which I said was wrong, which is wrong.
Okay. Wait, it's not wrong that you guys had some kind of weird sexual well, not endeavors. Like there was some kind of weird.
Wait, oh, there's a tweet.
Okay.
Fuck is this? Anti-cock hate crimes. Oh no. Dangerous world out there for cocks right now. First Destiny divorced, now this. Come on. Who is Holly? Is that his new girlfriend? Okay. Well, I don't know if I can reshirt because it's got blood in it, but okay. Seems fucked.
Sexual context
Well,
of you guys' relationship.
The dynamic was exactly what you brought up in the first part.
Yeah, the context of the sexual dynamic isn't really pertinent, right? It's that there was a weird sexual dynamic that people were worried about, and at the time you were saying.
Well, it's not an active shooter situation because the guy topped himself, but yeah.
You thought, at least, that it was Shaylin pushing this confrontation that needed to happen about the sexual dynamic, and that you guys needed to come up with some ground rules about how your dad was sexual with you, or however that worked, essentially, right? Something along those lines?
No, I definitely remember having the conversation with you where I felt like it was like the uncle hugging you or the grandpa hugging you when you started to moves. Absolutely.
But it's your dad, and so you're worried about the sexual dynamic between you and your dad.
I've talked about this multiple times with my friends, probably with you, probably with anyone. Yeah. Really, I just got you in here to prove what I said was correct, was that there was no mention of any signing of a contract, which is exactly what I pushed Kyle on.
So your stipulation here is that there was no signing going on, no signing of any kind.
Yeah, there was no contract.
Everything else was
no
correct.
signing.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. I'll agree with these events.
Yeah, I was wildly wrong.
Completely wrong. The fact that you got completely wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. Holy shit, I was so wrong.
So if this isn't a contract, what would you call it? Like an establishment of boundaries, or like, what do you think?
I was having a conversation.
I don't think it's just a conversation to talk about how you can and can't be sexual with your dad.
No. And Shaylin was not involved whatsoever. I don't know if you picked up on someone else being like in the call saying something funny. I had not brought up because me and Shaylin talked, I think maybe twice, or the whole relationship. Like we did not. There was no.
Well, you already said that you had multiple conversations with people about this whole thing, right? It was an ongoing event. Like you said, it happened. It was going on for like 2 or 3 months, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, right? So at the point where I was in the call and you were talking about it, you were mentioning that at least you were concerned that it was Shaylin. I think you were explicitly saying that it was Shaylin, or that you thought it was Shaylin that was pushing this.
Sorry, Quinn,
so that could have been theoretical.
Clarify something quickly. Who jumped on when? Was Lav on first or Erudite?
Okay, so the order in which it happens is basically there J-Stalk, Lycan, and Kelly, and maybe someone else are watching Brittany Simon's video talking about the divorce. And Erudite joins because Brittany Simon's talking about Erudite in the video. And then Erudite gets Brittany to join to come and sort of give her side. And then Lav joins to come and just start basically backing Brittany up and trying to repair her bridge with Brittany.
And they must know that Lav has terms of some, or at least, you know, they know to bring her. They know that she will potentially appear on J-Stalk's stream. Yeah,
she's always on J-Stalk's stream, so
yeah. Surprising, but I mean, I don't know. Also, still, I don't think particularly pertinent.
Yeah, at least, I mean, if you really believe that,
how is this not pure cope from Lav? What do you mean? It's not pure cope at all. They said Destiny's tweet when this all happened was that Lav had to sign a contract. If what happened was Lav and Mr. Gold were just meant to have a conversation about deciding on boundaries, that's not signing a contract. That's retarded. That's just a lie. There was no contract and there was no signing. That is just a lie.
I mean, I guess the argument would be what? That it's taking liberties with the language. It's a verbal contract. But
yeah, that's what Nick does. Is he goes, it's like a verbal contract, isn't it? If you agree on something, it's like a verbal contract. That's cope. That's cope. If you say someone signed a contract, you're talking about a document.
Particularly in this kind of fucking world, Christ.
Yeah.
I actually do trust that maybe you thought that that was what I said. I don't believe that I said that.
Okay. I also don't think it's super relevant.
Yeah, I don't think that part, like me maybe saying like that. Well, no, I just wanted to.
Signing of this contract heretofore, verbal or otherwise.
I'll take that L. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you for taking that.
Like, this is just
wrong about the fact of the signing of.
Prove that Kyla was lying.
Was wrong about the fact of the signing of this contract heretofore, verbal or otherwise.
I'll take that L. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, signing a contract is just cope. What do you mean? That's what they said. That is what they said. That is what Destiny tweeted.
Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you for taking that L. You deserve it.
Yeah, but everything else was correct. Got it.
I didn't say that the other parts weren't incorrect. I was saying that.
Right. You're gonna pivot your position to just it's just.
Sorry. Can we get a rewind? Can we get a rewind on that? Because
I think we're all squared on the facts. I think we're good.
No, I don't know why you're making
it was called a contract, and you guys don't see it as a big deal, right?
Up to, like, verbal contract when clearly, if you say contract, you're indicating that there's a document there. Like, I thought that was weird, Nick. Just so you know, but
yeah, Jay Stock calls it out here.
When you were backed up and she's like, "There's no document," and you backed up and said, oh, "Okay, well."
I'm pretty sure I explicitly said it might not have been. I'm pretty sure we both backed up to it. It might have just been a verbal contract.
No, it's not when you were talking to me. Not when you were talking to me.
Okay.
And again, Shaylin was not involved in that whatsoever. It was directly just the grandpa thing and how I wanted him to stop making the sexual dynamic so explicit, even in trying to make it like not happen. That was like that was a big part of why the relationship.
So she goes on about how Mr. God tries so hard to not be sexual, whether it became sexual, and it's like it's total rambling. So we should sit through some of this.
Pretty hefty bad decisions in the space.
Wait, hold on. Does making a couple of bad decisions in social media make you a stupid bitch? Obviously not.
I mean, I guess I don't moralize stupid bitch as much as you would. I think that I have been a stupid bitch.
Okay, then a contract is like a big
contract. So and I said that is
like
not
I said,
true.
At the time of the conversation, you were talking about how
that's to be the most embarrassing call of all time to be a part of.
Explicitly. Shaylin was worried about the sexuality in your guys' interactions, blah, blah, blah. You didn't think it was particularly Mr. Girl that was pushing this thing, but it was becoming a huge hurdle, a huge block in your guys' communication.
I mean, I can imagine a world where possibly I'd said, I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know why he's doing this. And then in my,
musings?
Confusion, I was like, oh, maybe this happened. But there was never any speech.
But you're a Sith, right? So you tend to speak in absolutes.
No. There's no way. And you even said that there was no way that I said that Shaylin wanted me to sign a contract. So I don't know where this has come from.
Wait, I said
was the word contract ever used at the time?
You told Kyla that Shaylin wanted me to sign a contract. And then Kyla told Steven that, and Steven tweeted about it, and then me and Max had to come out and be like, this didn't happen.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. This is the context of the conversation that I witnessed.
So now you're going back and you're saying that I did say she wanted me to sign a contract.
Okay, so is the only stipulation signing? This is what I need to understand about this conversation.
It is Shaylin being involved to the point that she wanted me to sign a contract, yes.
I think that's essentially what the musings were, right? Because as you said, by the end, you decided that.
So you have changed your position in the past 5 minutes.
No, I haven't changed.
So she did say this.
I didn't change any position. So let me expand.
Okay.
So the whole context of the conversation from the top, right, was that you and Mr. Girl were having issues because you are his daughter, like proverbially speaking, correct? We're familiar on that. That's all right.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, and there was a weird sexual dynamic that was arousing in that relationship, correct?
Wait, no. There was no sexual dynamic. It was just me noticing.
This shit drags.
The dynamic was we were never sexual towards each other. He was trying to make a relationship like
let's try and get to
the. I have screenshots.
Sports.
Like it's not really that obvious. Well, the issue is like, is it possible?
The only thing she's disagreeing with is there being a physical contract. Do you reckon? Then what type of contract was there? You realize it doesn't make sense to portray it as a verbal contract if all that was happening was they were agreeing on the boundaries in their relationship. That's literally just a normal conversation to have. So to spin it as they were signing a contract is fucking retarded. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Get on voice. Voice up. Come on. No, you're literally. It's just having a conversation. It's literally just having a conversation. How is that signing a contract? That is obviously a lie to call it signing a contract. It was clearly motivated by trying to make Lav look bad, trying to make Lav and Miss Skull look bad, because they were so fucking desperate to do that little white blood cell cock-sucking job, feeding Daddy Destiny some information to take shots with on Twitter. It's so transparent. You cannot possibly argue with me that signing a contract is an accurate way of describing what Lav is talking about here. If you have any respect for Lav, you're a bigger cuck than Destiny. The only thing this convo has shown is that Destiny's orbiters are just as dumb as everyone else. Fuck everyone involved, okay? Based, okay? Fair enough.
Is it possible? If you have a pattern of behavior of lying, if you have a pattern of behavior of lying about things like contracts, about lying about things like SA, the reality is like, I'm willing to believe that you also lied about some level of contract.
One, I've never lied about sexual assault. Two, I will go to the grave again saying, I think that she was 17. If they say that she wasn't, then what the fuck am I going to do about it? I don't really give a fuck. But I did not lie. So if you think that there's something different, maybe you should do a little bit of digging. Maybe you should talk to someone. Maybe you should talk to my friend.
Well, hold on, okay. This is where it gets super
This is another thing. Again. So what I was going to, this is feedback that I've brought up about Kyla in the past couple days specifically. We're not going to be a teenager. That's not going to look good for him. I'm going to tell you that much. But as I was saying, Kyla has been doing this thing recently, and I think it's because there's been insecurity building from people really turning on her in DGG, that she has started to do really dirty tactics, and she starts to freak out and get very anxious during these like sort of confrontations. She did it with Big Papa Fascist, and she's doing it with me. Because I got her lying, now she's waffling in this whole like you do this whole like fast talking, anxious talk thing that I really haven't seen you do up until pretty recently. I guess I haven't seen your content in a while though.
The fast talk is something I'm literally making fun of all the time, which is why people say that I'm just like Steven. I fast talk.
Okay, ladies, please. Okay, we've got some sexual contracts to sort out. Okay, so I think we're on the same page at first about the like blah blah blah. Okay, you said no sexual dynamic. So what is the thing, and how is it not a sexual dynamic where your dad is?
Hold on, sorry. I really can't get past this. I'm really sorry, Nick. I'm gonna let you finish. Love you, boo. But I really just gotta hit one thing really quick. Is that another thing? Is that Kyla, when you come up here and then you virtue signal to Destiny's audience that already are fucking losing favor with you because you're boring and annoying, to virtue signal and be like, you lie about sexual assault when you don't know the story, you don't know me, and you only see like a propagandized version of information spread at me, that's fucking disgusting. And you want to talk about being like a pick-me and being a feminist? Don't you call yourself a feminist and you're saying that I'm lying about a sexual assault that I've been very, very open with, the fact that I have very mixed feelings about, and the fact that I don't really know how to respond to it, or what if it is sexual assault, or if I would call it that. I think that is very disingenuous and very disgusting.
Well, there's no way of knowing if she lied about it, right? It's usually her word against the other guys.
Frankly, go ahead, Nikki.
Thanks, Levy. I appreciate it. Okay, so
like, yeah, you can sit there and go, oh well, I think you lied about it, but you'll never know, right?
Wait, I don't know if anybody's lying about this thing in particular, right? Like you have gone back and forth about the severity of the one SAE-ish incident with Mr. What's his face in California, right?
What? Mr. What's his face?
This guy is fucking useless. We need to get to the real shit here.
Except you utilize lies to make like leave you for Steven.
Oh,
it's always veiled as a joke. It's always big yokies.
No. You have said that in our DMs that it like when you, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's also a joke. But it's like when we're talking about, or when you heard that we were moving, I think you were basically like, oh, poor Nikki, like I hope you get out, blah 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 blah.
Yeah. So this is like from their DMs where Lav's sitting there going like, oh, I hope you get out of that relationship soon. Oh, you don't want to be with that bitch. Like all this sort of shit, basically, to Nick.
I do. So I'm looking through our DMs, and most of it is like, hope you get out. But I don't think that I've ever done the Destiny thing.
Well, you were. Wait, yeah, you don't know. You definitely.
I'm looking.
This was last night. This happened.
Tell me if this sounds. Tell me if this sounds.
Well, you could just go look through your logs, right? Just
Destiny. Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
I don't know if it's.
Well, I would tell Nick.
I'm pretty sure you said something to the effect.
Nothing's in DMs.
You're pretty sure.
Is it? Jesus Christ.
I mean, I'll go look.
Game of fucking Chinese telephone
now.
I've learned
Steven
absolutely fucking nothing other than nobody has any idea what they've actually said about anything. Brilliant.
Let's see.
Brilliant.
You can I'm looking through the DMs as we speak, but
everyone has brain damage.
Regardless of whether or not it's in DMs, I mean, this is a thing you've said a whole bunch of times, but I also think it's a joke that like Kyla is gonna eventually cheat on me with Steven, and it's gonna blow up our relationship, and I'll get out, and then I can move in and be your brother husband in Utah or whatever.
I'm just going insane in Nick's DMs. saying the most heinous shit about Erudite that we would say in spicy chat, and he just doesn't even. He's like, it's not like he's standing up for us saying, "Listen, we can't hang out if you're going to just sit there and shit talk my wife constantly." It is just literally like, your wife's going to cheat on you. Destiny's going to fuck your wife.
Is a comment.
How much is that if that is a joke?
Well, here's the thing.
No, it's facts.
Well, Connor's brother husband, I guess.
Yeah. Well, one, I don't remember saying that, but two, I acknowledge that I do be saying a lot of shit to Nikki. I do be saying a lot of shit to Nikki.
That's true. You do be saying a lot of shit to a woman's husband for no fucking reason. That is true. You do.
I mean, listen, he's very, he acquiesces. He's a very good boy. He listens very well.
So, like,
very kind.
It's just absolute disgusting shit. Just disrespecting Erudite in front of her.
It's very weird. It's very weird to go to a woman's husband and just shit talk and keep joking about how I'm going to leave him.
So am I lying when I'm saying that I'm going to fuck Nikki, or do you think that I'm actually trying?
I don't know. I guess that's a question for you.
I guess that's a question for
Nick, what's the appeal of talking to Lav exactly? I don't
know. She's funny. And she's funny, and we both much less recently, but we used to go in Oat and Ito and Nick, all of these.
So Nick, why are you talking to this girl who's like 10 years younger than your wife? What's going on there, Nick? What's the appeal here? Jesus.
And all of these adjacent servers a lot. Like we have probably like 20 mutuals at least before we ever met.
And see, here's the thing, Lab. I actually don't care that much because I think this is the problem.
Seems like you don't.
Well, you're just.
Freddie Drongo super chatted $3.18. Everyone, Dono, if you are watching, you have signed a contract.
Thank you for the $5 Australian, Freddie Drongo. Thank you.
You're kind of just a silly little girl, and I don't really care about what you say.
I mean,
it's really annoying when you lie about my relationship. Well, you've been talking about me for like 5 days.
I thought that you don't care. I thought that you don't care. But I thought that you don't care.
I didn't say that I didn't care. I said you're a silly little girl, and I don't take your word.
Woman, wife. Hold on, you too, Lab. Shut up. So,
wait, you were talking about there?
When Kyla leaves you to suck and slob all over Stevens Falls, you'll have a home with me and Connor. There you.
BC74SJ super chatted 99 cents.
Oh, thank you for the $1 bomber, and there's another one coming as well. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Like, sub, donate if you can. Thank you very much. Thank you for the $5 as well. Hyper Bum Fuzzle.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
There you go.
That's so based.
So, here's the thing. I just think it's weird that you're talking to my husband like this. You write a poem about how you understand me and how I'm just like you, but I like do the opposite.
I'm going to just top up my coffee. I'll be 2 seconds.
Opposite thing. You just compare us a lot, and I don't because we're nothing alike, and it feels a little sexist.
I think it's interesting that you're bringing up I compare us a lot because I really don't even think of us in the same like genre of women. But it makes sense that because you said that you've read the DMs, between you and Nick, you would see that he had told me that when he was trying to fix our relationship, he said, listen, I don't think she's perfect, blah 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 blah, your own business, she's messy like you like me, I can understand your sentiment, she reacts really strongly to certain things with you. I don't know if you struck a specific chord with her, what the deal is. She's talked to me about how there's something you have that she's always wanted, something feminine that she can't put her finger on exactly. So I understand that you have an insecurity.
Hyper Bumfuzzle super chatted $5 contractual donation
whatever you
incoming.
think that you have that I don't, or that I have that you don't. You are projecting that onto me. I do not have any sort of competitive advantage with you.
Wait. This is This is.
Did I miss the big Lav DM drop?
About no, she was talking about the projecting her femininity, etc.
Right, okay.
No, I think it's interesting that you're bringing up I compare us a lot because I really don't even think of us in the same like genre of women. But it makes sense that because you said that you've read the DMs,
watching Lav and NSE destroy each other would be gold.
Yo, thank you for the $21.93, Anonymous. Thank you. The 27 sec from Edgar. Thank you so much.
The DMs between you and Nick, you would see that he had told me that when he was trying to, like, you know, fix our relationship, he said, listen, I don't think she's perfect, blah 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 blah, your own business, she's messy like you, like me, I can understand your sentiment, she reacts really strongly to certain things with you. I don't know if you struck a specific chord with her, what the deal is. She's talked to me about how there's something you have that she's always wanted, something feminine that she can't put her finger on exactly.
Yeah.
So I understand that you have an insecurity.
So that's Nick saying that Erudite is like worried about Lav being more feminine than her and shit. Meanwhile, Nick's like sitting there flirting with her in DMs all day. Fucking insane.
About that.
I think that you have an insecurity about whatever you think that you have that I don't, or that I have that you don't. You are projecting that onto me. I do not have any sort of competitive bias with you.
Wait. This isn't an insecurity thing. The femininity thing is something specific. Like Kyla's made some videos in a series about this called Finding Femininity, where she admits that she's had a lot of struggles with
Edgar super chatted $2.42. Lav read Erudite so hard.
It's an ingrained piece of like sexism that's probably some portion of figment of her personality and partially also from growing up in the church. Yada yada, blur to blur, all that sort of stuff. And we talked in the early.
I'm saying I don't really care why she compares us. I don't really care. I'm just saying that I don't.
Not a comparison at all. So, and then in the early stages when you were in the space, she was trying to ask you about like collabing to do part of this video with her, because she could see something very acute and specific and feminine about you. It's something to do with your creativity and your whimsical nature and all these things. You're very feminine in a lot of ways. And that's kind of the thing that Kyla saw and was like, man, hold on, really quick.
Okay.
And and she was basically like, I really admire that. I would like
J-Stalk is just like mogging Tom at this point as well. Like, just he does so many weird little things that is like putting up his rape clip like every stream. Just like total disrespect. So mean. You're evicting this guy. You're literally evicting this guy.
Yeah, I'm for sure gonna rape somebody. That's a really good idea.
That's the femininity thing.
So I think I should rape somebody. I'm definitely gonna rape somebody.
Nick, just get her fucking pregnant. It's about time. Anyway, so as I was saying, so I actually
hold on. No, hold on. Hold on.
You're gonna hate this, Kyla. You're gonna hate this. Someone sent me the actual tweet where you said, so you telephoned what Nick said to you to Steven, and this is the tweet. FYI, the reason why Max and Lav aren't friends anymore is because Max started to feel a strong sexual attraction towards Lav, and Shaylin was uncomfortable with it, which forced Max to write up a formal contract with Lav that she ultimately felt like was creepy and pushy, causing them to split ways. And this was 2 months before we even had our friend break up.
Wait, was that my tweet?
No, that was Steven's, but you gave him this information.
Is it possible that he like somewhat changed the information that I gave him?
Oh, geez, it's just a game of telephone, isn't it? One of you is Live, Laugh, Lying, and I don't know which one.
Wait, hold on. Well, we know I'm not lying because you've confirmed every piece of my part of the story.
You confirmed every single part of Nick's story. The only issue is the formal contract.
So you've got to be lying then.
That's literally it.
So is it you or Steven?
Oh. Okay, I didn't clock that. Yeah, I'm retarded. Obviously $21.93. Yeah, 21.93. Of course, that's error. Fuck. People who don't know, that is Erudite's BMI. We know that because there was a joke in Spicy Chat where people would demand women post their BMI, and someone made a joke about Erudite's BMI, and Nick, for some reason, volunteered that Erudite's BMI was 21.93. So yeah, that's where that comes from.
No one's lying.
I mean, here's the thing.
Yeah, no one's lying. Everyone
I literally don't think there's.
It's Live, Laugh, Lying, and it looks bad, babe. It looks bad, and I know that you'll never say that Steven would ever lie, because how could he? He's just a baby. He's just baby. He could never. So it has to be you.
You all look equally bananas.
What is possible is just like the telephone, where like formal contract was like the words that he picked. I don't think I said explicitly formal contract. But you've also agreed to basically
you said it in this conversation, babe.
You said
So is Erudite saying Destiny's lying here?
Said in this conversation that you guys agreed that there was an issue, that there was like
you
agreed to every.
I've never seen you waffle like this before.
Well, apparently you have.
This is sad to see.
Like 37
your heroes.
Conversation.
Don't meet your heroes. This fall from grace is sad, Kyla. It's sad. It's sad to see.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Pause. Can we stop this weird game projection thing, bro? I'm sorry, Lav. I don't want to press you here, but like this whole time, you've been completely changing like your tone of speech, the speed rate at which you're talking, and stumbling over your words all over the Max.
First of all, I have community syndrome. My brain works too fast. I'm too smart. I'm too high IQ. I'm too high IQ. My mouth doesn't. I have too much lip filler. It's like getting caught.
Wait, you have lip filler?
I do.
You lied to me.
I just
bro, why say this?
I just got it 2 weeks ago.
Can I be for
wait, this is the first time?
Like, that's like a third party that doesn't really know anything. It feels like you got. Oh, I just choked on French fry.
Give me one. It's the girl in the background laughing.
Ultimately, Kyla, I just think that you're a silly little girl. I just think that you're a silly little girl. I don't really care about what you say.
Okay. The third party feels like you guys want a threesome. Low key.
Like sex out.
Listen, Darius, get on that contract, boy.
You're all people with each other.
Look, if Lav signs the formal contract, then you know we can maybe negotiate it. I just think it's like principles are notorious for lying. I would prefer if you would like stop lying about my relationship. For example, when you said that you couldn't speak on the Hassan issue because of an NDA, which was logged in.
No, I said that. No, I said I couldn't speak on the Hassan. I could not.
You
lied. I said I couldn't speak on the Hassan issue because it was
entirely.
Hey, can we talk? Hey, listen, Mystical, I'm sorry. Shut one of them up, okay? The one person gonna talk at the same time.
Dude, this is actually content, so they can keep yelling over each other, or they can have a productive conversation. It's really up to them. I'm a feminist. I feel women can, just make
you fucking slippery little bastard.
This motherfucker. You're also lying about the fact that you compare us all the time. I'm not saying that every single time, but it feels really weird that most of the time when I come up, you feel a need to compare us, when in fact I don't. I regularly give you compliments about why I think you're strong, and I regularly consist. I think I have the exact same criticisms of you that I've always had, and I've always maintained those. You have like this weird hate boner, like just need to see that I'm just doing horribly.
I don't like you.
5 nights in a row.
I want you to do well.
I understand that you don't like me. I don't like you.
I wish you did the debate for BTS. I really wish that you did. I really have no bad beef.
I also recognize that you have. Okay, I guess I just never. You don't want to hear. You just like.
No, go ahead.
Do you want to win or do you want to talk? I guess is the question. If you want
to. Darius is just kind of there. Okay, he just spurgs out like once and then shuts up.
Win. I can play that game instead. If you want to win,
I'm winning. Go ahead.
So do you want to win or do you want to talk?
I just told you if I'm talking, I'm winning. Go ahead.
Okay, so you want to win. Okay, you're a dumb, stupid bitch. Nothing you says matters, and I don't give a fuck about what you say. There we go.
Erudite is so obviously mad.
Ooh, a swing and a miss. Kyla, she goes for it, and she misses. God, it is so sad to see.
This will give you something to talk about for the next 15 days, so you can just loop about me again to give you like content and a small.
I wanted this, but we're gonna go up. We're gonna be on each other's team to do next panel. So that's
this sucks, dude. I've been trying to amend the bridge this whole time, bro.
I know.
That's super
unlucky.
weird.
You want sister wives.
What's okay? Listen, what's weird? Hit me.
Both of you just think you're lying, and everyone else is the shit that you think that you're lying about is dumb.
Hold on, I sent receipts of Lav lying, just to be clear.
But I mean,
no, I'm saying that's what you both think of each other, right?
Dude, she openly said this.
I mean, she might be lying as well. Like, I don't care if it's lying. This is cringe.
Jake, can you confirm that I sent you receipts?
Shit to lie about regardless, bro.
Sorry, I have such.
But yeah, Nick is just like, honestly, I mean, I've said this for a long time. Nick is like one of the biggest fucking morons in this fucking entire space I've ever dealt with. Like, the shit with President Sunday's docs was just fucking insane. He's so retarded and so embarrassing.
He gets involved in this stuff though as well. You know, he's like in people's DMs chatting shit, thinking he's playing little games when he's just not smart enough to do it. And he tries to act like he's too cool for the room as well, which is like, dude, like, you're a fucking gimp. Shut up.
Yeah.
My mic is going. Okay. I just wasn't sure my mic was on because Kelly was talking over me again.
I think that my friend was underage when they had sex.
Yo, about the Max win this show. You guys paying attention?
Yeah, Jay, can you confirm that I sent you receipts of lies?
Okay.
I did not lie.
Confirm that.
Okay, I'll go look at these receipts.
Look at the
receipts. So one of them is the Hassan thing about her being 17. You sent me the receipt of this. Lav open.
What happened? So Destiny's divorce got kind of leaked / announced. Melina's leaving him for some guy in Sweden who's like some loser who threatened to kill himself to try and keep her with him, apparently. That resulted in a bunch of blow-up streams on J-Stalk's stream where Erudite, Lav, Brittany Simon, Kelly Jean, Darius, Lycan were all tearing strips out of each other. And basically now we're watching Lav fight with Erudite, absolutely just murder Erudite repeatedly, while flirting with Nick and leaking stuff from her DMs with Nick when Nick is talking shit on Erudite and flirting with Lav. So that's where we're at.
Said this in the conversation.
Yeah, she has having. Like 8.
The double divorce special, okay?
1,000 fucking G's!
Darius. I'm sorry, buddy. I love you, but you gotta chill. Okay.
That is the autism strong.
Spit-based.
The next one
is... the NDA.
A twit longer. Is Peacecraft Lav? Oh no, Impish.
Wait, do you know that I didn't sign an NDA?
Yeah, but why did you say that you signed an NDA?
Wait, so you know that I didn't then?
Yeah.
Okay, so you said you couldn't.
Well, wait. How do you know that I didn't? I'm just curious.
Lav, did you sign an NDA about Hassan?
Wait. I'm confused. How do you know that I didn't?
These logs.
Wait, so you're just laughing? How do you know that I? Do you know that I didn't? I'm confused.
I mean,
Hassan made you sign an NDA?
I never said that Hassan made me sign an NDA ever.
Well, you're talking about the Hassan situation and that you signed an NDA, which is why you couldn't talk about it. Who made?
That's a lie, isn't it?
No, I do not believe it is. I believe Lav.
She said it in Spicy Chat, didn't she not?
She said
NDA.
She said what she said was Hassan slept with my friend when she was 17 and he was 24, and she said, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm under an NDA. Now, obviously what she's implying is it was not Hassan who made her sign an NDA. She was under a general NDA as a result of her friendship with Paris Jackson, who was the other person, right? So, you know, and they go into this, obviously, you know, if they do drugs together or something at a party, you know, it's pretty normal for there to be a general NDA on your friendship with, like, super famous people, like someone like Paris Jackson. So I honestly believe Lav. I think she probably is under some kind of NDA about friendship with Paris Jackson. Because I can't imagine.
Was Lav ever signed to any kind of agency? I know she's got credits and stuff like that, but you usually have some form of representation at that stage. So if she had representation and there's obviously managers and agents, etc., that work in those worlds where there are like kind of inbuilt contractual obligations as far as those kind of interactions. So it is possible. I don't know. Lav's one of them. It's hard to take a lot of what she says at face value because she likes to play games with words.
Yeah, but I mean, like, see the guy saying such a small difference. What do you mean, such a small difference? Nick and Erudite are saying Lav lied because she said she's under NDA from Hassan. She's saying I'm not under NDA from Hassan and I didn't lie. Because the claim she made is I'm under an NDA, so I can't talk about this sexual interaction that Hassan had. She did not say Hassan put me under NDA. That was not her claim. So, yeah. Also, you've got to remember as well that, like, I'm pretty sure Lav and this Paris Jackson girl were in some fucking gay LA witches coven thing. So I'm not sure.
There's all sorts of videos and stuff and like them hanging kind of shit. Yeah, it's basically like kind of like seeing kid shit.
Yeah.
Why don't you take a guess?
I don't need to. I have no idea.
The person's name.
And do you?
And then fucking J-Stock just drops it there. I think that's because I DM'd him. He already knew, I'm pretty sure, but I was like, oh, I don't know if you know, but fucking it's Paris Jackson she's talking about.
Prefer not to speak
if it's an NDA,
about her
she
name.
Can't say.
And also,
I'm so fucking
and also, how are you so sure that I didn't? I'm confused on how you know this is a lie, Kyla. Or are you just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping it sticks?
You know what? Prove me right. Prove yourself right. You know, who made you sign an NDA, Lav?
I don't know if you know how NDAs work.
I definitely do, because somebody, a corporation or an individual, has to make you sign an NDA. Who made you sign an NDA?
Wait, how do you know that I didn't sign one?
Is it against an NDA to say who's made you sign an NDA? Is that against it? I don't know.
Depends on the NDA includes it.
I believe it could be, but
I've signed NDAs where I can say the company that made me sign, but I can't
signed an NDA? Sort of like stupid. How do you know that I didn't sign one, Kyla? How do you know that that's a lie?
God, you got me, Lav. You for sure signed an NDA about Hassan's sexual SA of a 17-year-old. You're right.
Well, that's not how NDAs work. You don't sign an NDA based on one specific thing usually. If you are friends with a celebrity, you sign an NDA about not talking about their life in general.
I mean, you can just sign NDAs about projects and everything, yeah.
Sure, no, but I'm saying sure, maybe that happens, but when you are friends with someone...
NDA was just about Hassan. So you signed an NDA about Hassan.
Like, see, she's still going on this. It's not about Hassan. That's not what she was claiming.
I never said that. I just never said that.
You signed an NDA for
in this, I literally just told you. When you are friends with someone who is famous, you have to sign an NDA.
And so when you talked about the NDA, and when people were asking about Hassan, the NDA had nothing.
I don't want to talk about the NDA anymore. To be honest, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I want to know. You're asking me why I signed it. You have not proved that I have lied about signing one. It's how would you know, Kyla? How do you know that this is a lie? How do you know that I lied about my sexual assault? I mean, all you guys do.
I didn't say that you lied about your sexual assault. I said you've gone back and forth about your sexual assault.
No, you said that I lied about my sexual assault literally in this call. Kyla, you can't even. What are you doing here? I mean, buddy, your fall from grace is really sad.
Wait, what? Sure. Where did she
go? All over the place.
From where to where?
Apparently, I'm a golden child, Kelly, and I'm on a pedestal. You know,
you've talked about how this is true and how it makes you deeply insecure. I don't know why you're acting like it's not true.
Lad, you're gonna have to explain what the words mean, because when you say a fall from grace, we're like, where, what, how? What does this mean?
The fall from grace is that when I first met Kyla, she seemed very put together, like, you know, nothing bothered her, like the hate didn't get to her, and she was very professional. Or I wouldn't even say professional, I would say poised. I would describe Kyla as poised when she first entered the space. And now most of her content is waffling and anxiety and lost debates and a fight to keep relevance, trying to be Destiny 2.
To be fair, you're like the only person on the planet that thinks that Kyla got BTFO'd on the whatever podcast.
I don't think that that's true. If you read the comments,
wait, do you think I mean literally? Do you think I mean literally the only person on the planet, or do you think I was?
No, like, I don't. But I think okay, I think it's pretty. And also, do you think that anyone who's a trans ideologue is going to actually like impartially look at the unbiased look at the conversation and isn't just going to see someone being like pro-trans and be like, yes, she won?
Well, no, it's about the general takeaway, right? And the general takeaway is that VPF got BTFO'd.
I don't think so at all. I think that Kyla, not only did her arguments falter because they weren't rooted in any logic.
Yeah, also, because you think the arguments are wrong. Yeah,
she got way more emotional than him, which was a big loss.
Bro, if you think getting emotional in a debate is a loss, I mean, that you don't know a lot.
I think I think I know enough, and I think that it definitely didn't play well. It definitely didn't play well. When you go up against guys like that.
That means when I made you cry, I won.
If you're not in
that moment,
if you're not spirited in a debate, like nobody wants to watch it, right? That's like what an Oxford like university forum debate would be.
I don't think so. I was pretty poised in my debate with Brian, and it had millions and millions of views. So
yeah, but you didn't do well because you were poised. You did well because you had coherent arguments and you were able to address everything.
Most of the comments are like, "How is she so calm while all this is happening?" And I had much more pushback than Kyla did. The whole panel hated me. So, not to compare us, but you know,
I mean, it only happens all the time, right?
Lav, I think you did great on the whatever podcast. I think
thank you. I know.
And I covered it. Yeah.
Thank you. I know. I'm very proud of myself.
Jesus.
You're a silly little girl. Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah, I remember that. You were wearing.
She actually did do pretty well on that podcast.
She was wearing a beret and like the black leather jacket.
I didn't watch it all, just chunks of it. But she was she commanded the room. She was pretty much, all the other girls just sat down and shut the fuck up. And Lav kind of got into Lav mode, a bit of pantomime to it as well, like the way she was reacting. And she turned up dressed as like a fucking black nationalist with a silly little beret on. It wasn't bad.
Fair enough. Thank you for the $2 Satius.
I didn't plan that one.
Was that because they explicitly send you like?
I did briefly look at the new Hunter stuff, but that video's got blood in it, so I don't really want to put it up on stream too much.
Dress requirements to wear like bright colors and white t-shirts.
Yeah,
that's what I figured.
They said club going out stuff, so I was like, I'm gonna wear my normal clothes, and I did, and it played well.
Satius super chatted $2. Bro and rooped for Ed Erudite every time they chat.
It got eaten by my dog. My dog
So
ate it.
we've established. So when you said that you lied about Hassan, you acknowledged that was bad. You take that back.
I did not lie about Hassan.
So
I have
said
several times now.
In the Den of Fools, you said, so you want me to prove Hassan was 24 and my friend was 17, and then you link a whole bunch of videos. I want you to do the math. Use your brain, do the math, and you showed the image of him being 32 and her being 25, and a clip of him talking about their sexual relationship.
So this is what I said. I said,
I'm looking at the comments of the BPF Erudite whatever podcast right now, and none of them are praising Erudite. Lol. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, BPF is just a debater than Erudite, let's be real. Regardless of what position you believe in.
I think that she was 17. Because I was 17. I remember being 17. They're saying that she was older, right? That obviously no vested interest in her being older than 17. And then he lies in his live stream and says, oh yeah, she was 19 and I was like 24, right? So it makes their age gap even smaller. That's a lie. Their ages are readily available online. You can tell that that is not the age gap. If she was 19, then he was almost, I think, almost 27. I think almost 27.
So you very clearly didn't sign a general NDA not to talk about Hassan or your friend.
Not
never about
Hassan, no.
The stream is not responsible for the allegations brought up by
Got it.
Really quickly,
so no
I just want to lay out a couple things here really quickly.
Hassan made me sign an NDA. That is never something that I said.
There is no NDA.
I'm listening to you, Jay.
Hold on. Yeah, I could have sworn my mic wasn't working because I was talking and nobody was listening. Okay, just laying out for Lav really quickly. She had a very famous friend, a very rich friend, who probably she signed a general NDA with so that when they did drugs and shit together, she couldn't go tell the press about it. Okay, that's the claim. That's how it's going. Okay, so no more talking. It's like never been.
I do so many drugs.
Just quick, Jay. Why did she bring up the NDA in response to why she can't talk more about the Hassan allegations?
Is this bitch retarded?
Because
if
her
it was
friend
like
is the one who is 17.
Kyla, oh my god!
I think it's pretty clear, and you can dispute that, but like we're just looping on this stuff that's like fairly clear from what has been said.
Yeah, but the point just is that we're talking about it again right now, which means there obviously wasn't a general NDA, right?
No, we're talking about it again, as in she keeps saying like, "Hey, I think this happened."
First of all, by the grace of God, I have not been sued for this. So I would like to.
Oh, so you're violating your NDA. Okay.
I would like to not keep talking about it, right? So I'm trying to be like really iffy about whether or not I signed it or whatever, because I don't.
You could just say move on and don't bring up the subject. You're not at risk at all. You could just tell them.
Okay, I mean, listen. Yeah. If you're gonna try to keep up the plausibility, no. If you're gonna keep up the plausible deniability thing, you have to stop talking about it right now, because you literally just said that you signed an NDA, essentially, and apparently you're not allowed to talk about the NDA. So if you do have an NDA and you can't talk about the NDA,
I think this is just really stupid to loop on it.
Stop telling me that I'm lying about it, because you would have no idea if I was even lying about it. Like
I'm trying to say, stop talking about it. Then, if there's supposed to be an NDA, stop talking about it.
Yeah.
Stop talking about this thing that I keep bringing up to you. It's so retarded.
I remember the last.
This is
so what, Kyla?
Harping on.
So what else? What else have I lied about, Kyla? What's the lie? Give it to me straight. Don't let me get away with it. Don't let me get away with it.
We already just like put out a few.
Oh, so none of these are actually lies. That's crazy.
Well, no. How about the okay? How about the fact that as soon as this whole thing about the Mr. Girl contract, which you knew exactly what was being talked about, like you acted like it was ridiculous and that none of this happened. And then as soon as I came in, you're like, okay, well, this did happen. No, and this did happen. Well, but there was no signing. There was no formal written contract.
Before you came in, you weren't here, so you don't know what most of the conversation was. Before you came in, I said, yes, there was a point, because Kelly asked, is there anything that could have been misconstrued? And I gave it exactly the first part of what you said.
But for how long were you acting like it was ridiculous and that nothing of the sense happened?
Nothing that Steven said in that tweet, or what Kyla said before you came in here, what she alleged happened. And so she's said that she said something else now, that she didn't actually say what she said at the beginning, to like move it into a place that's more comfortable so she could have like, oh look, I didn't actually lie. I from the beginning I have been very, very honest and said like, no, I was definitely not worried about our sexual relationship, but uncomfortable with the dynamic of our relationship and it being so.
Well, not really, right? Like you started to admit that obviously some conversation to this effect did happen after Kyla started mentioning facts about the conversation that she obviously was aware of, right?
Well, no, I didn't say. Wait, so my claim was never that I never told you anything and that nothing happened. My claim was that
no, you were just acting like it was ridiculous.
There was no
you were
contract.
Acting like the context of the conversation that Kyla was bringing up was ludicrous and ridiculous until she started elucidating facts from the conversation that you could no longer dismiss. And then once we started digging into it, and then so we started digging into the nitty gritty of it, and you were like, "Oh shit, this actually did happen. This whole conversation did happen." Then you were like, "Well, I mean, come on, Steven said I signed a formal contract, and I didn't sign anything." Well, what about Shaylin? She wasn't involved at all. Shaylin did nothing. And then
you are waffling. This is crazy.
Nick, at some point you gotta stop talking so she can cut in to make any interjection.
You guys are both waffling because neither of you could get your story straight in this fucking conversation.
Nobody's waffling. Nobody is literally waffling. Just because you're saying it doesn't make it true.
That's so true, Queen. When you said that I signed a contract, I said, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And that was what we talked about.
You acted like none of it had happened. 20 minutes. You acted like the entire conversation.
True.
Yes,
That's not true.
Is true. You acted like it was ridiculous.
You're gonna keep this VOD up, right, Justin?
What about the age difference thing? So, the age difference that Hassan gave is wrong, but the age difference that Lav gave is also wrong. It's in the middle of the two. Now, it just depends what year you believe it happened in as to whether it was she was 17 or 19 are the two claims that are made. So she could be 18 as well, but you know. And it's either like Hassan was I think Hassan's side claims that it was like 19 and 28, and Lav claims it was 17 and 24, I think. 19 and 27? But, I mean, I don't really care. I mean, it's a retarded thing for Lav to say, obviously. Especially if it's not true. But, yeah, there's no way of really knowing exactly when it happened. Where did they smash though? Yeah, that's another point as well. I think RTBA tried telling me it was in Jersey, but then other people are saying it was in California. So, I've got no idea. Lav was back before the divorce, was having private conversations with Destiny for weeks. Yeah, she said that in this stream. That she's been having lots of private calls with Destiny over the last few weeks.
Yeah,
very smart guy.
Yeah, so I think that I'm doing pretty good, and I don't think I have to worry about anything.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, so.
I mean, I think we've
17, 364 days. Yeah, exactly. It's like even if it is true, it's like who actually gives a fuck, you know?
Basically agreed on almost all the facts except that like the fact of a formal written contract being signed.
Yeah, the fact that Kyla made up that there was a contract that Shaylin made me sign.
I don't think that was ever the stipulation that there was a contract that you signed. It was that they wanted to sign you a contract, right?
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I think that
did not happen. In which when you came in and said that didn't happen.
I mean,
either,
maybe you're on an NDA. I don't know.
You got the whole squad laughing.
How about them Yankees?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I mean by fall from grace, Kelly, I mean, have you guys? I actually just talked about this for a second on my stream. Have you guys seen Nick and Kyla? Have you guys seen the Twin Flame?
Bro, you lied about
Netflix
the Shaylin stuff. You lied about the Shaylin stuff in this conversation. You said Shaylin had literally nothing to do with it, and when Nick started pushing you on it, then you were like, "Well, yeah, well, maybe it was like theory speculating." That's what happened. You literally, I'm so frustrated. You've literally been lying from the very beginning You keep pivoting and changing your story. This is why you talk openly about how you lie all the time. You lie constantly.
You are a very stupid bitch. You are really retarded.
Chill.
Wow, it's just so fucking based. She's just so based.
You are genuinely retarded.
I thought you said I was smart. I thought you said I was one of the smartest people in the DGG.
But I think that you're so anxious right now that you could possibly lose favor against me.
I'm not worried about that. I'm just annoyed that you're
guys, please like, sub, and donate if you can. Thank you very much.
lying. I'm just annoyed that you're lying.
I'm simply not lying. I'm simply not lying.
By everyone, that's how you win.
As you say it.
I'm simply not lying. And I'm not
as long
really
as you
tripping
say
over
it. You didn't lie about Hassan. You didn't lie about the NDA. You didn't lie about any of the situation between you and Steven. You didn't lie about like my dynamic with Nick. You haven't lied about any of these things.
You've just really
heavily speculated about all of these things.
You've just really heavily speculated. All the advice that you give to your audience, it's just vibes. No expertise, no professionalism. I mean, literally everything you say is just vibes, which is very cool.
All advice is proof.
That's what I've said.
Which is very cool.
Just vibes. True.
No, I mean it is just vibes. You could not prove that I was lying about the NDA. You could not prove that I was lying about Hassan.
Lav, I'm going to tell you right now, I do not need to prove that you're lying about the fucking NDA. Jay is just being nice to you. Like, he's literally just trying to carry water for you so that you keep coming back. I'm sorry. Like, it's so ridiculous.
Like, Erudite makes a couple of misplays like this where she's trying to like play to the room, like, and be like, everyone knows you're retarded, Lav, but doesn't realize that people aren't just gonna always necessarily fall in line with the Destiny line like she would.
Ridiculous.
No. What I'm doing is I'm trying to move us past it because there's no reason to argue about it. It's an unprovable or unfalsifiable thing. I just don't want to talk about it.
This doesn't matter if it's unfalsifiable. This is all internet.
This is
all internet speculation.
Whether or not it's reasonable to believe that she's lying about the NDA that she exclusively brought up in reference.
How is it reasonable to believe based off of what, Kyla?
Your history of lying constantly to cover your other lies.
Even liars don't lie about everything.
So what other lies, Kyla? You have not.
What is it? Bro, what the? I didn't even catch that last night. Kelly says even liars don't lie about literally everything, and Eric goes, "Yes, they do." What? It is not a good argument to say, "Oh, well, this person lies, so every claim they make must be a lie." It's just, that's so retarded.
How is it reasonable to believe based off of what, Kyla?
Your history of lying constantly to cover your other lies.
Even liars don't lie about everything.
So what other lies, Kyla? You have not brought up my history of lying.
Is Lav really here? Maybe
what is my history of lying, Kyla?
She's just an illusion.
Literally constantly. You lied in this conversation about Shaylin. You lied about comparing us all the time. You lied about how in your like broetry you didn't compare about us. Like you just lie constantly.
Holy
it's
shit,
literally
this is so
endless.
sad.
Okay.
Oh my god, this is like a desperate attempt. How do I even have a conversation with you? So if I have first of all, let's say that I'm telling that, let's be really charitable and saying that maybe I told the truth throughout this whole conversation. If I have a history of constantly lying before this conversation, forget the NDA because obviously that's unfalsifiable. Before then, what is my history of lying, Kyla?
You went back and forth. You called Steven Weinstein, I believe, and then you walked it back.
Where's the lie?
You said that he was sexually abusing you. Then you said that he wasn't. Then you said that he was sexually manipulating you and coercing you. And then you said that he wasn't. You went super back and forth about that situation.
We got one loop on this set of examples.
Yeah, okay. The situation about like pushing towards your asshole. You said that it was SA. Now it isn't. Then it was. You went back and forth about that situation.
Lying?
Then you yes.
I don't think that you'd would call that lying.
And then you said that I was going around siding with people who were dismissing your essay, but you were dismissing it, but also they couldn't dismiss it even though you were dismissing it, and it wasn't an essay. You've gone back.
She's like rambling so bad, just like trying to fill time. This is so cringe.
Literally everything constantly all
bro, Erudite fucking sucks, man. It's crazy how she just totally throws to Lav. Holy fuck. Erudite is the absolute worst, bro.
not saying that every single thing that comes out of your mouth is a lie, but when you get pushed into a corner,
receivers of the communication to adopt or persist in a false belief,
you just lie. You psychoanalyze. You like
when
make up a bunch of weird shit about my like mentality, and you do this for everyone. You psychoanalyze Steven. You probably psychoanalyze Kelly. You do all this stuff.
Never do this.
And then you just fill it in. I haven't psychoanalyzed any of these.
I mean, I think
all you do is psychoanalyze Steven to other people. You translate to him constantly. I mean, that's what you were doing with Brittany the whole time. But anyway, so first of all,
Lav is better than Erudite. Lav is better than Erudite. 100%.
My sexual assault.
Lav has charisma, is entertaining. Okay, Erudite is not. They could, they might both be terrible otherwise, but that is absolutely Lav is 100% better than Erudite on that alone.
One, I was upset that you sided with ABBA, who mocked and acted out my sexual assault.
I literally didn't.
Okay.
You just misunderstood the situation. I've actually come out explicitly and said that how ABBA.
I'm telling you how I felt.
I've explicitly come out and said that how ABBA engaged with it was bad.
So it's not a lie, is what I'm saying.
Listen, my view on Lav has gone through many changes. I now realize that she's still capable of content. Okay. She's still capable of content. Well, yeah, but she was awful on Mr. Girl streams. She was awful on Mr. Girl streams. She's good when she's fighting with Destiny Orbiters, okay?
You said that you counted that as a lie. It's not. And then another thing is that me talking about
back and forth, and you say that I'm siding with people who are denying your SA.
I have not said that. Since Nick has talked to me about that, I have not said that because it's been cleared up. So that's not a lie. I just simply I see it differently now.
You lied, and then it got cleared up, which is great.
It's not a lie. It's not a lie.
Lying
do you
about
think I actually? Okay, so do you think that I
had so many DMs?
Kyla, shut the fuck up, you stupid bitch!
Did you so many people DMing me about the situation?
Kyla, if I was talking to Nick about how upset it made me, do you think I was lying about how it made me feel?
No, so the lie that she's talking about isn't about how it made you feel, is the fact that you leveraged it as like rape or sexual assault when it was the ammo you were using to hold on. That it was rape or sexual assault, which was why Kyla was so bad and what justified the hate.
Yes.
Right?
That's
what she's saying is the lie.
I have 3 different mutual friends DM me talking to me about my character because you had told them that I was going around denying your SA, which never fucking happened. Literally ever.
Oh, wait, but
I cleared up the situation. Yeah, but then when we cleared up the situation, did you go to those people and be like,
just so you know, clear up with me. You did not clear it up.
Nick did.
A month after, 2 months after.
First of all, there's no reason that I should have necessarily assumed that that was the situation you were talking about because the joke had nothing to do with your SA at all. And when you found out that I was never denying your SA, you never went around to clear up your lie to anyone. And I had to call up with every one of our mutuals to outline that I'm not fucking denying your SA.
It was like some piece of later. Shit. It was months later, and nobody cared.
Matter. Yes, they did.
Yes, they did.
They did. It is a lie.
No, and I'm actually going to.
Erudite's spurring so fucking bad. Holy shit!
It wasn't a lie because I actually felt. No, it wasn't. I actually felt
you lied about my character. You lied about my character. You didn't take a fucking second to figure out
every time
possible.
I'm a silly little girl because I'm a smart adult woman. You're lying about my character.
Just because you get in your feelings and you don't give a fucking second to consider whether or not this would map onto my character doesn't mean you're not fucking lying in the situation. If you think only lying is when you intentionally tell a fib, then you're fucking retarded about what lies are. You can lie by not understanding or giving bad faith. In this situation, you assumed something horrible of my character.
You said the opposite of Cherry. You said the opposite of Cherry.
You told people about it.
When Cherry accused Max of sexual harassment,
you're not going to pivot.
You're not going to pivot. You are being dishonest right now because it's me, and that's crazy.
No. The issue is that you went to multiple mutuals that I'm good friends with who were so concerned about my character because they thought I was denying your SA. And you never once cleared it up. I had to send the DMs to all of these people so that they could fact check what was going on.
You're gonna shut the fuck up and let me talk. You're gonna shut the fuck up and let me talk. So this is the problem. You worded it wrong. I read it the way that you worded it, and the way that the way that everyone saw that tweet and then went to you and said, "Why would you say this?"
No,
it's not my
it was
fucking
only
problem.
after you talked to them. It was exclusively, they're like, Lav is upset because she feels that this tweet, and I said, I'm not doing that. As soon as I explained it, they were like, I sent them all the DMs, and they're like, okay, I can understand how that had literally nothing to fucking do with your essay at all, because the original tweet was wholly unrelated to it. It was about FD Signifier. I was joking about how funny it is that ABBA got FD Signifier on like the $10,000 like quote or whatever the fuck it was.
If people don't understand what's going on, because this is...
Why would Erudite say Lav lied about the essay? Because there's no way for her to know that. How would Erudite know whether Lav is lying about an interaction that happened between her and Gabriel Gundecker? Because she hasn't gone back and forward on the facts. She's gone back and forward on whether she classifies it as essay or not. I find it so fucking hilarious that Destiny was declaring polyamorous relationships so much better like 2 months ago, and now he's getting divorced now. Yeah, but the cope they come up with is, well, you know, normal relationships fail too, you know, you don't know that necessarily it was because it was a polyamorous relationship. I don't necessarily, but I'm not saying I believe it, I'm saying that she hasn't gone back and forwards on the facts. So it's like, you can't necessarily say she lied. You can't definitively say someone lied. Especially if they've been, like, consistent with their story. Now, if they've been going backwards and forwards on the story, yeah, you can make a reasonable interpretation that she lied. But she hasn't, so...
We're talking, like, in the meta, and only we understand what's going on. Basically, I had replied to one of Kyla's tweets saying... I'm
not saying I believe her. I'm saying I'm not saying she lied about it. That's not believing it. That's being ambivalent.
Like, that was in praise or something of ABBA, and I was like, I had said something along the lines of, like, LOL, you, like, laughing or being buddy-buddy with someone who acted out my sexual assault. Super cool. Very feminist. And then Kyla said, very Sigma. So
she left a broetry about like her hurt feelings and like the way that she writes like poetically, and then I replied to her broetry saying Sigma. That's it.
So it is perfectly reasonable. It is perfectly reasonable for me to think that that is literally Kyla completely saying fuck off and siding with ABBA. It is completely reasonable. Now, if then Nick months later,
rather than going to multiple mutuals and lying about it, you could have just reached out.
I did reach out to you, and I will read the DMs. I will read the DMs. Let's see. I said,
I like ABBA. ABBA doesn't like me, but I still like him. But he is like the gossip.
So if you
queen
reached out,
of,
I
like,
would have
drinking
clarified.
tea and
why did our mutuals
think
comments, that I was still making fun of you? That's super weird. So if you reached out to me, I clarified the situation, which you said
you
that
didn't
I didn't
clarify it.
What exactly did I say?
Did
I send you like sunglasses? I feel like I probably sent you sunglasses, and that's it.
No. Let's see.
But I mean, from what people are telling me, it's more like he made light of it rather than like said you were a liar.
He acted it out and then said that I was lying.
He absolutely
he mocked the ass eating situation.
Yeah.
He said that there's no way that it was essay. Yeah, it was bad, and I talked on stream about how I thought it wasn't appropriate.
Yeah, no, I get that, but it's less that he was saying that Lav's a liar and more like that this
he wasn't
saying
really
that Lav's a liar. Essay, right? It's more like that. Okay.
When was this?
It's more like saying that as a concept as an essay, which is probably
that, like,
dumb.
Lav's not a liar, and that Lav's like not mentally competent enough to like lie. It was like the fact that you would call this essay, that was like it was pretty bad.
Oh no.
In terms of being like, in terms of mocking.
Don't
someone.
remember that was the theme. It was mostly like he didn't believe that you could physically essay somebody in that way.
That's
that was
what
my
I'm saying. Is he was claiming like the fact that you could say that and say that it was essay was like proof of insanity. Like it was the most insane concept
he was trying to act out how you would do such a thing and it be essay.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, since there are different genres of women,
with the context,
what genre of woman are you, Kelly?
Yeah, what are we? What am I? What is love? What is
Erudite? With the context? I think it's perfectly reasonable. I think it's
there was no context. My tweet was about FD signifier. My tweet was about FD signifier.
But
you left some weird broetry, and I said Sigma. Yes.
Yes, after I had talked about how upset it made me that you were
not mad that you felt hurt by it. I'm not.
You said I was lying.
You said I said that you lied to our mutuals. That's the problem. I'm not upset.
How did I lie if I really thought that you were saying that? What do you think a lie is?
Because you can lie by being so bad faith that you don't give a fucking second to think about the situation. You didn't give a fucking second to go, would Kyla? I don't know anything about the cherry. I don't know anything about the cherry lab situation. I have no.
Oh, is my stream okay? My OBS is disconnected. We good? We good? I think we're good.
Context.
No, there's no Cherry Lav situation. It was when Cherry accused Max of sexually harassing her, and you said a lie is only a lie if it's intentional. You can just get something wrong, but when it's with me, I'm lying, which is just crazy because you flip flop on your morals and your arguments when it's me.
I guess you would have to find me a clip of saying that. I don't even remember commenting on the Cherry situation in Max.
Right.
You'd have to find. I genuinely maybe I said that, but I'm dubious because I don't. I remember.
Who is impartial says yes. Double standard flip.
I don't care what Jube says. Sorry, Jube, but that does just because Jube is taking you at your word that I said that doesn't mean that happened.
I think that you're being bad faith if you think that someone can.
Jube, shout out. Let's go.
Wrong about something. I don't think that that's a lie.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all.
Is what you
but
said.
if you were I said if you're so self-deceived about the character of another person that you're not willing to consider any other alternative than the most horrific one.
Sigma to me,
and then you go on to tell people that that's the truth about me. That is a lie. How is that not a lie? If you're telling people that I am dismissing your essay. How is that not a lie?
Any reasonable person, when I had written to you that soy post about how I felt bad that you were doing what I thought that you were doing, and then you just said Sigma, any reasonable person would have been like, oh, that's really insensitive and weird. Any reasonable person.
Sure. Nobody would have walked away and been like, she's denying your essay. Nobody would have walked away and been like, yeah, she's fully denying your essay, especially because you're saying that ABBA wasn't even denying your essay. Nobody reasonable would assume that. And to be honest, if I felt that way, I wouldn't go tell other people.
You were siding with someone who made fun of it.
I can't get a word out. I wouldn't have gone around and telling people factually that I was denying your essay to the point that they were DMing me about that. I wouldn't have done that. And to do that shows some high level of dishonesty or self-deception.
Why didn't you reach out to me after you got those DMs and try to tell me that that's not what you were doing?
Why the fuck would I think that you would ever take my word for it when you're willing to assume that I would deny your essay after a Sigma joke? What the fuck? How the fuck am I supposed to contact
you? If people were, because you were not blocked on anything, if people were DMing you about it, saying, why would you do this? And I obviously really thought that that's what you did, obviously for months, because I kept talking about it, and that's my reason for not liking you for months. I'd think that you would come to me and be like, hey, I didn't actually mean this. That's not what I meant by saying that, but you did it.
No, there's no way, Lav. With our relationship, there's no way that I could come to you privately about these types of situations at all. There's no way, because our private relationship is so contentious and would constantly get flipped on me. For example, the one time I've been vulnerable and talked about Golden Child, you constantly fucking weaponize it against me. I don't know how in any world I would approach you about that. So the way that we dealt with it is Nick told you. Nick told you.
Well, wait, hold on. The way
if Nick told you, you would receive it well.
The way it even came up, right, is like, so okay, this tweet back and forth was the impetus for you deciding, oh,
WTF is Golden Child. So that's a reference to Erudite basically saying that she felt like she was like the golden child of DGG and that she was worried about not living up to it. So, and Lav makes fun of her for it. Reasonably so, I think.
Okay, I fucking hate this bitch Because before that, you guys were still like cordial some of the times, off and on, mad sometimes, not mad.
He said that, yes.
And so then I was
about
like,
herself,
what
yes.
happened? Why'd you go like ballistic? Like you fucking hate her now, right? Because I talked to you before about like your issues with Kyla, and like something switched, right? And so we talked about it, and you were like, well, because she literally minimized my, I don't know if you said sexual assault or if you said rape. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? When? That doesn't sound like Kyla. And then you described it, right? I don't know if this was in DMs. I think this might have been.
It was in DM, I remember.
Oh, okay. And then I was like, wait a second. Okay, this isn't how it went down. Kyla didn't even make that. This was my joke. Kyla was telling me about the conversation, and then I was like, wow, like that's some really flowery prose. You should just say, damn, Sigma, and link the Christian Bale nodding his head gif. Right. And then you were like, wait, what the fuck? It was your joke or whatever. And I was like, yeah. But it wasn't diminishing or minimizing your rape.
You said, I appreciate the concern. I wish you two could have been friends. I said, the only reason we couldn't is because of her. I still even had hope until she said Abba was a Chad for acting out my sexual assault. You said not pointing fingers. I said that's not ambition she has, it's narcissism. LOL. And then you said, when did she do that? Are you talking about when she Sigma memed you? I said June 2nd. He said on Twitter. I said yes, and then the subsequent fight. And he said, oh, FML. I don't know if it makes it any better, but she wasn't calling Abba a Chad. She was sarcastically calling you Sigma for using flowery dramatic prose. She did, and I said she did not clarify that in our fight whatsoever. It seems like if that were true, it would have mattered. Multiple people called her out for it on Twitter. No clarification. Seems a bit post hoc. You said, okay, well, I know for a fact that was the point of the joke. I said cringe. Then you said this emoji with hand over mouth, and I said, so you're the asshole. Maybe both of you suck, actually. And then you said, if you want to feel that way, I won't try to argue out of it. I'm sorry if it hurt you, though. That being said, it wasn't about calling Abba Chad. I said, doesn't change much. The tweet itself was disingenuous. And you said it was definitely disingenuous, yes. Not intended to hurt you or be offensive, though. I said, just meant to dismiss me. You said, so I'm sorry both of you took it the prior way, that it hurt you. More so to dismiss the conversation. I said, anyhow, Kyla still sucks.
Okay.
So,
correct.
I don't know how any of that,
calling it essay at the time.
Any of that was disingenuous or a lie on my part whatsoever, and it was very weird that you thought
that was a lie. Hold on, back up.
I really said that.
I was quoting what I said was a lie. You need to stop doing that. What I said was a lie was the way that you interpreted it and then went around telling other people about my actions like it was factual that happened.
Is not a lie, Kyla. That is how I felt. That is how it was presented to me.
There's a difference between saying I feel like she did this and saying Kyla did this action. I didn't do that action.
Anyone with a fucking brain could read that succession and think that that's exactly what you're doing. In fact, after reading that, I still think that that's what you were fucking doing, and I think it was
just be wrong instead of lying.
I think that Kyla's lying right now. I think that's a post hoc rationalization for you literally being like an apologist to fucking Abba. Genuinely.
Wait, so now you do think...
Yeah, so I think Lev may be right here. I think what is going on is, Erudite took a shot on Twitter at Lav to back up the Abba video, trying to get a clout there, and then she realized it was fucking optically terrible to be seen as denying a sexual assault when you're like some feminist psychologist influencer person. And now Erudite's having to sort of tread the line between not selling Abba out because that's a connection that she wants to keep, and also not seeming like a complete psycho to like feminist crowds. It's pretty wild.
After reading that,
now you do think that okay, all right.
Yeah, after reading that, yeah, absolutely. I still think that that was a complete post hoc rationalization on your part.
It wasn't. I literally thought about how you wrote broetry, and you had written broetry to me like 4 times at this point on my Twitter. That was almost always unrelated to my tweet, and it was fucking annoying. And so I just put Sigma because it was like, when like really weird guys will write in like broetry and like
dismissing me talking to you and being like, this makes me really sad that you're like siding with someone who acted out my sexual assault, and you being like Sigma, like making fun of me is much better, Kyla. That's much better.
Yeah. In response to me laughing about him making fun of FD signifier for the 10,000, you bringing up that SA situation had nothing to do with it. If you would watch any of my content, which I'm sure you had, you probably would have seen.
I think Kuihman sent J-Stock half his donos for this stream. No, I'm going to freeboot this. There's not a whole lot else going on. Listen, J-Stock got plenty out of this, okay? This was a 1,000 viewer stream for him like all night.
saying explicitly that I thought Abba doing that wasn't okay. I'd already said
also,
that. And so
like a second degree extension of cooking Tom out of content. So
also, yeah.
It has to be done, ladies and gentlemen.
To be honest, yeah, it's totally fine. I understand in your context that you took it that way. It's just not what happened. And so when you went around telling people that that's what happened.
I was being a feminist holds that standard. Well, the standard isn't even necessarily like just believe all women, right? It's that what Abba did was that there is a sexual act that probably occurred. Whether it's SA or not is sort of the point that's in real dispute. And after a woman had said, "Oh, I feel like this was SA," Abba then went on and started, pretending that you're doing like a pantomime of the action, right? To most women that aren't like intricately familiar with Lav's lies, right? And don't fucking hate Lav from watching loads of content of her. That's gonna seem completely fucking insane.